Dr. Moreno live. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Ready to kill this week in the
Yeah.
positive way. In a positive way. So share with us, sir, what we're talking about today.
Yeah, today, we're going to talk about how to really fortify or boost your immune system. Unfortunately, the numbers just keep going up and up. You saw the numbers this weekend. We hit top record, over 15,000 cases, you know, and unfortunately, there's a lot of things that sometimes are out of our control when we go out. Some people don't wear masks. You can't just fight everybody, because it's very nerve-wracking, and we have to continue with going on with our lives, especially we're talking about our kids going back to school pretty soon. So everybody's got a lot of anxiety about, what's going on with COVID, especially here in Florida. So today I'm going to talk about ways that you can be proactive and help your immune system fight or prevent, the outbreak, with any kind of viruses, not just COVID 19. Okay, because pretty soon we're going to be getting into the flu season in another month or two, and there's going to be. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're going to get into a situation where there's going to be the flu and people are not going to be sure if it's COVID. So everybody's presenting differently. So I'm going to talk about some of the main things that we can do. We have a special immune packet that has everything in it. We can't hear anything.
I double check, sir. It's sound here.
No, but Sandra's not hearing.
Okay. We just had a comment here after Sandra saying that from Tina. I said she can hear it, and I'll just double check. We can hear it.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, bottom line is that one of the things that we can, within the packet that we're going to have that's called immune boosting packet, you can call the office, it'll be on the website and after this live feed. But one of the things that is crucial is vitamin C. Vitamin C has been shown to help increase the maturation or the strength of T lymphocytes, which are what we call natural killer cells. These are the cells that actually go in and are first responders. They're the first ones that see an invader and they kill it. And vitamin C has been shown to help with that tremendously, along with improving oxidative stress. It brings down any type of oxidation in the body, in the cell. Remember, oxidation is when your body's becomes like rusted, like just from oxygen species. And so what it also does is vitamin C modulates your cytokines. Cytokines are basically chemicals produced by immune cells to ramp up more inflammation or more cells in the immune system. And sometimes that's not good. So you need some, but you need not too much. And that's what's the problem with COVID-19 is that we're developing a cytokine storm where the immune system is what's killing the people. It's not the virus. The immune system is able to kill the virus, but it develops such a big response that it goes rogue. It just can't stop itself in some people. Some people are more prone to that than others. And so vitamin C sort of controls that. It gives you what you need, but not too much, as far as controlling these cytokines. So not only does it help with oxidative stress, it helps modulate cytokines. And again, it's crucial in helping mature these T lymphocytes or natural killer cells. So very important. One of the things that I've also found is that when people get sick, especially with the flu or with this COVID, or any infection, is their vitamin C levels drop, and now they have requirements for increased need for vitamin C. Unfortunately, vitamin C you can only take so much orally. If you take too much, you get what we call a gut tolerance, where basically your body can't absorb and it just becomes diarrhea. You actually have loose stools. So we're limited as well how much we can give orally. So that's why in my office we also provide an IV vitamin C, high vitamin C protocol. This is what a lot of research is going on right now. Hospitals here in the U.S. The research started in Wuhan, China, with IV vitamin C in the intensive care unit, given through the IV. We're talking massive dosages that we're not limited to as far as orally. We're talking about 25 to 50,000 milligrams instead of what most people can take orally is between 1 to 4,000 milligrams. So at those high levels, the studies are showing that it's virucidal. It actually kills the virus. and it helps the immune system. So vitamin C is very important. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next one that is very important is vitamin D. Vitamin D has been shown in quite a few studies to actually help neutralize viruses in the lung. And it's also been shown to help decrease one of the really crucial cytokines, which is IL-1. This is one of the cytokines that really turns things on. And you don't want, remember, too much of that, because that's where we're seeing people's lungs turn into what, the ground glass appearance. It's just from, that's not from the virus, that's from the cytokine storm. Your immune system just causing a lot of havoc sometimes, you know. So some people, you know, some people develop just a little cough, a little bronchitis. Other people end up in the intensive care unit with ARDS, adult respiratory distress syndrome, which is turns out to cause scarring of the lung. But what's real interesting about vitamin D, this actually came out of some scientists at Northwestern University. This was in Chicago. They made a really good observation. They actually noticed that people had different mortality rates. Mortality means complications, like almost death, in certain areas of the country, of the world. Now we're talking globally, including the U.S., compared to other areas. And what they found was that the areas where vitamin D was more of a deficiency because of climate, because people don't go out as much, they don't get vitamin D. These are your northern latitudes, or because of the cold, or they don't get a lot of sun throughout the year, compared to areas where there's a lot of sun, you know, Africa or certain areas in Africa, very low incidence of COVID complications. Even though there's COVID infections, not a lot of complications. And what they found was that when based on this is that if your vitamin D levels are low, you have twice the likelihood of developing complications from COVID. So that's what they found when they did a global analysis on vitamin D. So again, vitamin D deficiency is very important. So twice more likely to develop complications from COVID-19 at a global level when they noticed the differences in vitamin D and climate in the areas that have associated with low vitamin D due to poor sunshine. So again, I'm just driving that point that vitamin D has been shown to help your immune system. All right. Typical dosages are usually between 2 to 5,000 units a day. We generally do measure vitamin D levels. The next one is zinc. Zinc actually has been shown to be very good in preventing coronavirus or any kind of viral because it prevents the virus from actually entering into the cell. And what it does is zinc also, so it kind of blocks the virus from even getting into the cell. And one of the ways that it does also help is that it vitamin D zinc decreases an enzyme called RNA polymerase. RNA polymerase is an enzyme inside the cell that helps our bodies make different proteins. But what happens with COVID is it hijacks this RNA enzyme and it ramps it up so it can help make itself, so it can multiply, so it can use the cell's abilities to produce for its own purposes. So with this, zinc puts a stop to some of that by reducing the activity of this enzyme, RNA polymerase. So again, zinc is very important. So it blocks the multiplication of COVID. Usual dosages, we're talking 15 to 30 milligrams, but you also have to bear in mind that if you take too much zinc without addressing copper, you get a copper deficiency. So you always have to take some copper, but you got to take the right ratio because copper is also very crucial. It's a cofactor in a lot of enzymes. It turns on certain enzymes in your body. Again, enzymes are crucial in chemical reactions. So, but you also have to bear in mind that there's things that you can take orally, you know, naturally, that are what we call zinc ionophores. Ionophores are basically, they're channels. They open up channels for zinc, so zinc can get into the cell where it needs to do its work. And when we were talking about this hydroxychloroquine, you know, Trump said this is the next, you know, when the whole COVID pandemic was happening and it came to the U.S., that was a medication that was going to be crucial. But here in the U.S., it showed not to be that good because what it does is it opens up the cell or the channels. Hydroxychloroquine is a pharmaceutical type of way of doing that. The natural way of doing it is quercetin. You see that in apples and onions, and it helps zinc concentrate inside the cell. But they were telling people to take a zinc pack and hydroxychloroquine, but what they didn't realize is that they didn't tell people to take extra zinc, and that's the way the medication works. So if they would have told people to take zinc, the hydroxychloroquine, this medication that, by the way, has been used to help with people with autoimmune problems because their immune system is out of control. It's broke. That's one of the reasons why hydroxychloroquine works too, is it helps decrease some little bit of the cytokine. That's how storm. That's how it's kind of like thought that it works. But I found that very interesting, that there's natural ways to boost your zinc, not just taking zinc. Um, any questions so far?
No, sir, not right now.
Okay. The other thing that's very crucial is omega-3. Fatty acids. Fish oils. But remember, you got to take the right type of fish oil, and it's got a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. It's been shown to help regulate what we call our innate immune system, which is the first responders, like your neutrophils, your macrophages. These are the ones that you don't have to. Body doesn't have to like recognize it as it being something that you were exposed to before, like what we call our adaptive immune system, which is more your lymphocytes, B lymphocytes, the ones that produce antibodies. This is your innate, the first, responders, and it's been shown to help regulate that part of your immune system and help your neutrophils and macrophages work better as far as engulfing or eating up viruses or bacteria. And it helps them become more of what we call M2 phenotype, that type of activity, versus M1, which is more of just producing cytokines. Those enzymes that just turn everything on without, so that's one of the ways that I found omega-3 is very helpful, on top of it being anti-inflammatory. So remember that COVID-19 has been shown to cause hypercoagulable responses in most people, in some people, where they produce blood clots, with this virus, which we haven't seen with most of the other viruses. You hear people losing legs. That famous actor that died, he lost his legs. He had we've heard people develop pulmonary embolisms or just renal failure from developing clots in their kidneys. So got to bear in mind that omega-3 is an anti-inflammatory, but it's also blood thinner. It thins your blood, so it does protect you from blood clots. So again, another crucial element in helping boost your immune system. And remember, these things boost your immune system, but also modulates it. It helps balance it, so it's not too much. So the other things that we were able to find a really good immune support program. There's a lot of them out there, but the ones that we're going to be promoting at the end of the video during this week is they also have something called N-acetylcysteine, and it has also N-acetylcysteine is an amino acid that is crucial in the production of glutathione. Remember, glutathione is the most potent antioxidant that our bodies produce, and unfortunately, those glutathione levels become depleted, just like vitamin C, when we're sick or when we're under a lot of stress. And that's why our immune system gets weak. We got to make sure that it stays strong, and it's able. So when it gets exposed to something, it can fight it. So we just got to be proactive, in this environment that we're in right now with all these infections. The other thing is there's an array of botanicals that have been shown to be very specific to helping your immune system, and these are green tea extract. This is euthanasia, golden seal, astragalus. These are the a lot of studies have shown that these botanical sort of combination helps our adaptive immune system, the ones that produce the antibodies, once they know what they're going to fight in the future or to help fight or clear the infection, has been shown to help increase the production of antibodies in these what we call lymphocytes. So, and the other thing that we have in this formula is a whole array of different types of mushrooms, including cordyceps, shiitake, and reishi. Reishi, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is, Eastern medicine, China, they've been using this for a long time. And now we've seen some studies where it's also shown that it helps modulate your immune system. And then the last thing that this formula has that I'm very impressed with is manulaurin. Manulaurin is a medium chain monosaturated fatty acid that is extracted from coconut oil. It's a specific fatty acid, and it's been shown to be antifungal, antibacterial, and antiviral across the board. Reason why this is so important, as Monty Lauren also, is because we're starting to see a lot of these bugs, including viruses, that are becoming resistant to antibiotics. But a lot of studies are showing that this prevents resistance, or the those antibacterial. As an antibacterial, it's very good. It's less resistant. Then so yeah, there you have it. So we got a whole combination of things that we can do to really help our bodies, immune system or soldiers work better. Especially right now with what's going on with this COVID.
Hey, Doc, we have a question here. How much zinc should we take?
Usually 15 to 30 milligrams, but in short term, if you're sick, you can take up to 100 milligrams, but only for short term. Because if you take too much zinc without controlling for copper, you get copper deficient, and you can have other problems.
As far as the vitamin C, how often can a person take that infusion? We've seen reports. I personally seen reports that people are taking the pill, the hydroxychloroquine, and they take a drip for 5 days in a row. What is your advice? What you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, again, like hydroxychloroquine works better if you give zinc with it, especially high doses of zinc, because that's how the medication works, which I'm surprised they didn't, really tell people the actual, like the component that helps hydroxychloroquine work better, instead of just taking the Z-Pack, take zinc with it too. But these are just, and then of course, vitamin C drips are very good for just as another added, mechanism or another way to help hydroxychloroquine. So it's sort of they're both synergistic. They help each other. Remember, vitamin C is very good in decreasing the oxidative stress that you have when you have an infection, when your immune system is not good. It improves your ability to neutralize, free radicals or things that cause havoc. Mm-hmm.
And how often can a person take the drip?
Well, the drip, I see people taking it once a week, or like sometimes they take the vitamin C drips for like 2 or 3 weeks if they develop symptoms. So like the way I would do it is I would take the Immunipack, the one that has everything that we discussed today. But if you feel like you're coming on with the flu, or you feel like you're getting sick, that's when you take the high dose vitamin C as an added therapy to the Immunipacks.
Do we have to go to your office to get a drip, or that is something that it can be done in our homes by a professional? How that
That has to be done in the office, yes. It has to be through the vein. It has to be through a trained, person that can do IVs. Mm-hmm. And the thing with vitamin C is you got to be careful the way you give it too. You have to combine it with other things. Our vitamin C comes with what we call a Myers cocktail. We throw in B complexes, minerals like magnesium, calcium, carbonate, and then we follow it up by an infusion of glutathione at the end of the IV vitamin C. So remember, we talked about glutathione. That's extremely important too as an antioxidant.
how long that drip lasts? How long that person is in the office, sir?
Yeah, usually the drip anywhere from it's usually about 40 minutes, 40 minutes to an hour. Yeah, it's just slow. You got to do it slowly.
And I know that there's gonna be the magic question. What is the cost?
That I generally don't know how much the cost is. I know that for the vitamin C with the drips and the glutathione, don't quote me on it. It's like $100. But that is really good for like just to like if you feel like you're getting sick or you're feeling run down or stressed out, you take that and it just kind of revitalizes you. And again, the preventative stuff is what we talked about. The immune packs that we discussed today that has everything in it. All the things that we discussed today.
So what is that pack? You at the beginning you mentioned that you had a packet that you were
Yeah, they
going
come in
to.
little packets, so you don't even have to think about it. You just take a packet once a day, and it has all those things in it. It's got the vitamin C, the vitamin D, the zinc. It's going to have the the different mushroom extracts that we were talking about, the botanicals, the herbal, and it's going to have the N-acetylcysteine for like to increase your glutathione, you know. So it's going to have everything in it.
So let's say that we want to acquire that package, that packet, or the your solution. What can we do? What is the
Yeah,
next step?
yeah. I think we can get it through. We have a link where you can buy these things online, so you know you're getting it from a good source. And then or from the ones that we use, because there's a lot of them out there. You don't know if they're effective or not. You don't know if they're, you don't know if you're getting the right combination of things or the right extracts. Remember, when you get botanicals or mushrooms, I think that it's not. It's the quality of the extract, especially when you're getting things from China. Some of these mushrooms, it's got to make sure it's organic and there's no contaminants in it. And unfortunately, a lot of the ones that you get over the counter or on the internet, they're not controlled as medication. They're controlled as food. They're not under the FDA guidance. The ones that we have come from an FDA approved facility or a nutraceutical company. So we can get this through we call the office. You can text it, email the office. We'll send it to your house. We will have it most likely on our website, so you can order it. Or if not, yeah, just give us a call.
Awesome, sir. So the link is the product or the packet will be on the website, and we're gonna share on social media and
Mm-hmm.
via email. So if you are a patient, you will receive an email as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Anything else that I didn't ask that I should have asked? Something else that we should know about this packet?
Yeah, no, I think like again, it's a simple, sealed packet that has all the different supplements. I think it's like maybe six different tablets, and capsules, and then that's it. You just take that, and then of course take your multivitamin, you know, things like that.
So today you provided two solutions or multiple solutions besides the information. You mentioned the drips, but also the package that will be available on the website. And
Mhm.
anything else that we should be looking to boost our immune system? You mentioned omega-3, you mentioned zinc, you mentioned vitamin D and C, the green extracts, and mushroom. Why mushroom, sir?
Yeah. Oh, mushrooms have been shown to be very like they stimulate the immune cells to be ready for an attack. Especially the natural killer cells. They prime those lymphocytes to make more antibodies, so they're ready to go. They're not slacking. The mushrooms have got a lot of medicinal, but you got to find the right extract and the right combination. Not just any mushroom will do. As we mentioned, the shiitake, the cordyceps, the reishi. Those are have been shown that combination is very good. And again, the botanicals what we discussed, the green tea, the cordyceps, the astragalus, the golden seal. I mean, these euthanasia is part of that botanical extract that we're talking about. So all these things are just added ways, tools, like weapons for our immune system. You want your immune system to be like ready to go.
Hey, Doc, we got a comment here from Gerald Hill. He said, "Good morning, doctor. Great subject matter. I will be there as usual this week for my infusion.
Oh
Thus
yeah,
far, my immune system has increased greatly." So that's a great
no,
testimonial right there.
appreciate your testimony on that. Yeah, he does come every week, and he's doing really good with that. He has not gotten sick, so he's doing really good.
So just to remind everybody that the package will be available on the website newagemedicalcenters.com. That's with
Yeah.
S at the end. Also, if you can send a message through the Facebook page, and somebody in the office will answer, and it will give you more details about the infusions, about the package. But if you want to call, remember the number in the Brooksville office is 352-596-9095, and the one for Lando Lakes is 813-528-4064. Anything else
Absolutely.
that we're missing for today, Doc?
No, I think that'll be good. Yeah, we'll just stay safe. And again, the other thing that you asked me that we can do is, control your stress, sleep, eat right. I mean, these are just things that we can do to. But the most important thing is still lifestyle. Eat, sleep, control stress. That's still number one.
Stress in times like this is sometimes is unavoidable, but it's something that we need to find a way to manage it and control
Yeah,
it.
I
And
think what's stressing people out is people don't know when this is going to finish. You know, just when we thought it was done, it came back, and now it's coming back with a vengeance. So that's what's really stressing people out. You know, on top of them being pretty much not able to go anywhere. Like it's hard to predict what's going to happen. And pretty soon we're getting into the flu season, and pretty soon the kids are going back to school. So yeah, things I think might get worse before they get better.
Doug, if you don't mind, before we leave for today, you mentioned school and kids. Is normally these drips and these packets are geared towards adults, but now that the kids are going back to school, is anything that you can recommend to boost their immune system? I know they're supposed to be healthy, but with these things, we never know.
Well, yes, absolutely. With the kids, keep them away from sugar. You know, that's the main thing. Kids love sugar. Sugar's not good for your immune system. It causes inflammation. Just have the kids get plenty of sleep. And then the main thing is they also need to stay hydrated, and they need to still take the vitamin C, the vitamin D, the zinc. They could do all of the things that we've discussed, but at lower levels, at lower dosage.
Do we offer a packet or a multivitamin for kids at New Age Medical Center, sir?
At this time, we don't. No, unfortunately, we definitely need to work on that. Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Great information as
All right.
always. I know a lot of people will benefit. Please, if you have any question, leave your comments and I'll make sure that Dr. Moreno gets them. Uh, don't hesitate to send a question through Facebook message or to call or text to any of the numbers priorly mentioned because somebody in the office will answer you as soon as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, Dr. Moreno. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye bye.